Right.
Lourdes, we got this issue again. Let's see.
Eastside runs too deep.
Yep.
Too deep safeties. Yeah.
Safeties.
Yeah,
Like
too deep.
Daniel
And they run out of the eye predominantly.
Predominantly, yeah. Power eye.
And it's that running back, number 18, Miles Majowski.
Yeah,
So
he's tough.
We're just picking up where we left off last week.
Yeah, he's tough.
Majowski getting a lot of carries.
Yeah.
I can't tell yet. I'm going to have to get
both teams are big up front. I mean,
Daniel
this is the type of team that gives O'Day problems, and they did. See if they walk the linebacker up.
Yeah, slot left motion.
To Miles, they got there.
Yeah. No gain.
The middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Number 6, the middle linebacker for
Samuel Burrows.
Eastside Catholic, yeah.
Yeah, Samuel Burrows.
He fired in there.
Yeah.
It looks like he's playing defensive end, but Samuel Burrows got that one.
Oh. Tandem on the left side. Double tandems. Double stack.
So they want to play 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Dayton Davis, they get after. That pass rush.
Third and long.
It is. See what they have going on. Got trips left.
Yeah.
Trips left.
3-by-1.
I think it was the white one.
They got this tackle for loss. Yeah.
Well, now
It's good coverage.
it was, and he didn't. Well, it's hard to stay in the pocket. It's hard to just sit there and kind of move up in the pocket. You just never know. And he got out of there. I don't blame him.
So right now,
Simeon Howard.
yeah,
Simeon Howard's their punter.
Kennewick has the wind at the back, so that might change. Yeah.
Sanadad with the return.
Good return.
Through Sanadad.
Yeah. Good return.
Welcome.
Welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio's broadcast of the Kennewick Eastside Catholic Semifinal 3A game. This will be for the championship. Your broadcasters this evening. M. Yeezy is back again, and our very own, off of the heels of this is the best broadcast I've ever heard ever, Mr. Juan Cotto on play-by-play.
telling the stories of the kids in our community on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio .world, ladies and gentlemen. If you love football and if you love fall or playoff football, we've got the perfect weather for it. The Kennewick Lions and the Eastside Catholic Crusaders, both 11-1. Something's got to give. A 3-and-out in their first drive, a run and 2 sacks by Eastside Catholic, a punt and Drew Sanadad's 12-yard return, and they are inside of the Kennewick Lions territory as the pass is thrown inside. It's intercepted. Simeon Howard on a diving interception from Kennewick. And the first turnover of the game, Coach.
Yep. He played that out route.
A simple out route, and Simeon Howard, who also doubles as the punter, what an effort, a diving interception. And Kennewick, and we said it before, Coach, they are almost mirror images of each other. Both teams big, physical up front, a lot of guys in skill positions. They spread you to run the football. Eastside Catholic throws a pass, and Simeon Howard dives and makes the interception.
Yeah, he jumped that route.
We said a lot of these two guys last week. Miles Majowski, the running back. Dayton Davis, the quarterback. They give to Majowski. No, he fakes. Majowski off the edge, and we're going to be calling his name an awful lot today.
Loft 2.
Number 21 for Eastside Catholic on another blitz.
Good penetration.
And Nehemiah Faliulu, he gets there. And Faliulu brings down Dayton Davis for a loss of 2, but they've been disruptive on each of the 3 pass plays.
Right.
Your community radio station, our community radio station, celebrating the stories of our kids from Memorial Stadium at Leon H. Brigham Field. Juan Cotto and Mike Yasutaki Imyeezy. As Davis rolls to his left, he throws and he's looking for that receiver.
Good coverage.
10 of his.
Good coverage. He had him.
Great coverage by number 17 for Eastside Catholic. That is Nico Ursino. And the receiver, number 10, who really played a good ball game against O'Day last week, that was Eric Mora. Mora looking for the football, couldn't come down with it.
Good coverage.
3rd down and 12 for the Kennewick Lions.
2 deep safeties.
I want to welcome all of our listeners from Kennewick once again. Back to us here at Rainier Avenue Radio. For those of you who are tuning in to Rainier Avenue for the first time, we are your 24-hour, 7-day-a-week broadcast radio station.
Again.
There's a screen pass to Majowski. Majowski finds a little bit of a seam, turns upfield where he's brought down by Drew Sanadad and company at the 43-yard line of Kennewick, and that's going to send Simeon Howard, the man that made the interception. He's going to go back to punt formation, drop his mouthpiece, kind of dust it off, and go ahead and put that back in his mouth. And probably violating all rules of COVID protocol right there.
This is start of this game is totally different than the first game. It's like they're opening it up every opportunity.
Guzman in motion as Simeon gets the ball and kicks a high, wobbly kick. Sanadad at the 21-yard line. He calls fair catch. And the Eastside Catholic Crusaders will get their second possession of the game. So right now they're stalemated. And if you saw the game last week, and we noticed it, once again, 2 teams that really mirror each other.
Right.
And the Kennewick Lions, with their size and their ability to run downhill, really caused problems for the O'Day Fighting Irish last week.
Our continued coverage of the Metro League will continue whether Eastside Catholic goes through to the state championship or not. Whoever wins this game will be at Spark Stadium next Saturday for the championship. The lone remaining team in the semifinals for the Metro League is Eastside Catholic, and they are playing now.
They give by the quarterback, number 10 for Eastside Catholic. He hands off. That is Mr. Uribe. And we called Uribe's name several times in a couple of games earlier this year. He is a good running back, Mason Uribe. The quarterback for Eastside Catholic is number 10. That's Brady McKellen. He claps his hands. They look to the sidelines, look for their play. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left, and he goes to fake it to Uribe. He rolls to his right. He throws a ball downfield, and he just threw that one out of bounds, which really to no one in particular, just trying to get rid of it. But Kelleher, unlike a lot of other Eastside Catholic quarterbacks, not the best runner, but a good floor general, has a decent arm, accurate arm, can make the throws, but you're not going to expect him to take off.
No, hitting the receiver looked like he shortened his route. He didn't carry his route through. So the quarterback just threw it away.
6:50 to go, and Tony said he welcomed all the people on the broadcast from Kennewick. And I tell you, looking across the way, Coach, there's a lot of people from Kennewick here.
That's right.
So I think whoever the last person to leave Kennewick turned out the lights. They have a real nice crowd who's come out, and I think that's one of the exciting things. There was a penalty on the play.
Penalty
Looks like it was. They did call it. They called the intentional grounding. There was no receiver in place, and they go ahead and move the ball back 10 yards. It is 2nd and 19. Ball's on the 13-yard line. McKellar looks. He throws downfield. This one is over the head of everybody.
Right.
Fired to his left, was looking for the receiver, number 8, Evan Jacoby, and that was over his head. What a beautiful night for football. It is an absolutely gorgeous November day here in Seattle. The Space Needle glowing. It's got its Christmas tree lighting on top of it. The Weedle on the needle just flashing so slowly. The little lair of the former mascot of the Seattle Supersonics and has entertained kids for so many years. On top of that 610-foot structure, the memorial of the 1962 World's Fair here at the Seattle Center. Keller claps his hands. It looks like Dominic Dast wants timeout. He's not happy, and he's a big bear of a man, as we know, former Husky offensive lineman, and he brings the team together. And he's got a little lecture, and he was almost lecturing the ball boy. So it was 6:44 to go in the first quarter. It is the Crusaders 0, the Lions from Kennewick 0. And once again, we want to welcome that audience. Kennewick, your kids are our kids, and we hope that they play a fantastic football game, and we hope that we're able to share their stories. And what an exciting season they have had, Coach. They are 11-1. Their only loss was to Kamaya. Then they came across the state last week, faced traditional power, the O'Day Fighting Irish, and that game really wasn't even close for Kennewick, winning that football game. 27-21 in a game that the scores were close was indicated. They were able to they controlled the terms of that football game the whole day. As McKellar hands off to Uribe, and the aggressive defense
short game,
from
third down.
Kennewick. Number 26, then bolting through the hole. That's Weibel computing through the gap. As Coach Jake Easy and I talk about, you want to close open doors and scrape closed windows. He fired through an open door and made a tackle. 6 minutes, 16 seconds ago. Number 8 for Kennewick is back there. That's Wasinski, and he's a player who made some plays last week as well. The punt is high. The punt is deep. Wasinski is at the 47-yard line. He runs to his right, and he makes a couple of nifty moves, and then he's swarmed by the Eastside Catholic punt unit. And so they're going to start this drive inside the 45, maybe at the 44.
And so for those of you watching, these are the two gentlemen calling the game. It's Juan Cotto and M. Yeezy. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or listening on our streams, call a friend, tell them to tune in. We have no fee. This is absolutely free.
Dayton Davis brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He sends 3 receivers.
3 by 1. Yep.
He's an empty backfield with Dayton Davis. Majowski's a man that they usually look to. Let's see if they can try to get the ball to him. And this time, Davis runs it on his own, and he's brought down after about a gain of 1.
Maybe 1.
Number 77 for the Crusaders.
That did not look like a run pass option. It was just a straight run, just straight direct snap to quarterback.
What a nice play by number 77. Unfortunately, I don't have his name on the roster, so I will call him number 77 all day. It's 2nd down and 9 to go. The ball is on the 43-yard line of Eastside Catholic. Dayton Davis, quarterback. He is a 6'1", 210-pound senior. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Looks. Fires a little high pass, which is caught.
Completed.
And that receiver's at the 60.
First down.
Nice little run in there. A tough run by Wasinski, number 8. And he made David Wasinski. He's another guy who made a lot of tough catches last week, makes a tough catch today, and bounces off a couple of Eastside Catholic defenders, moves the pile forward for a first down inside the 35-yard line of Eastside Catholic. and it's going to be this type of ball game today.
For those of you who are tuning in and continuing to join us, once again, you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio, our broadcasters, MDZ, and then also Juan Cotto, play-by-play.
Telling the stories of the kids in our community.
Shotgun.
Coach Yeezy and myself, two former high school football coaches, fans of the game as Davis pulls the ball, runs to his right, and the discipline of the Eastside Catholic defense. And that was a nice play by number 6, the linebacker, Samuel Burrows for Eastside Catholic. He stayed his ground, just played his position, and they kept Davis to 1-yard game on a play that looked promising. 403, 402, 401. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. At Venmo. Venmo's want to make a donation. 3:54 to go in the first quarter. Davis calling signals. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The give to Majowski. Majowski pulling defenders with him. He's still going inside the 30-yard line. Tough physical run for about 6 yards. And I like it when the big running backs pull people along with them. Looks like Larry Zonka out there.
Yeah, he's tough. Yards after contact, just like we saw from Bellevue Wolverines, number 30.
Let's call it a gain of 5. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. The ball's on the 28-yard line. The Eastside Catholic Crusaders. See if they can stem this drive by Kennewick. Kennewick on their 5th play of the drive. If they're picking the first down.
Yeah, split receivers on both sides.
See if they can triculate this again. The fake to Masinski. Davis takes a fake. He rolls to his right, turns it upfield, gains about 2 yards. So this was not having the speed to get outside of the Eastside Catholic defense. They hemmed him in. He still picked up 2, and this brings out a 4th and 1. And, Coach, that was a nice play by Davis to turn a potential loss into a couple of yards.
Right. His receiver was running like a jerk route, but it was covered. So he pulled it down and ran.
For those of you who are millennials who are trying to Google Zonka, it's CSONKA1.
Larry Zonka, Pete Banaszak. I tell you, can tell I grew up watching football in the 70s.
Slot motion.
Mercury
goes in
Morris.
motion.
Davis
runs to his left. He makes a couple of moves, and
Got
he's
him.
brought
Stop.
down.
Stop.
Number 70.
Good surge.
Eastside Catholic.
It was a good surge by interior line, defensive line.
Peter Pelito, the defensive lineman, number 71 on his chest, so it might as well have been a stop sign. He grabs Davis, pulls him down, and gained him about a half yard, and that's not going to be enough. Eastside Catholic starts this drive, and they have the momentum on, I think, 28-yard line of their own. He's got 3 receivers to his left, and the give is to the little running back, number 25.
Short game, if anything.
Hamden. Chase Hamden puts the ball on the ground, and the ball is recovered by the Kennewick Lions. So Eastside Catholic already 2 turnovers in the first quarter. And, Coach, in a playoff game, you want to win time of possession, you want to win rushing, and you want to win turnovers. Right now, Kennewick has a big lead in that number.
Yep. Well, like we said, execute your game plan, eliminate the mistakes, eliminate the turnovers.
With 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go, the Hamden fumbled the ball in the pile. The ball came out, and Kennewick has it. 1st and 10 on the 30.
Whistle
on the play, and we'll see what's called. I think we got time out here. Let's look to the white hat. He'll tell us. Eastside Catholic calls timeout. So Kennewick coming across the state. Another Catholic private school power last week, O'Day, they caused a lot of problems for, and they're doing the same thing today.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and again, I'm going to throw Bob Greasy in that mix, and if you're wondering what we're talking about, I want you to Google NFL undefeated season, and you'll find all of the answers there.
The 1972 Miami Dolphins on a beautiful conversation on a beautiful day here in November. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. If you're in Kennewick, if you're in Seattle, wherever you are, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and whoever's listening to us. This American holiday throughout the world. We with you and your families, nothing but the best. And today, high school football, telling the stories of our kids in the community on a gray day, a little mist right underneath the Space Needle. And it's a nice day for football. I'm not even wearing my gloves today. We said this was a game of momentum, and the momentum is clearly shifted to Kennewick again.
Yep.
Davis, 3 receivers to his
Roll
left.
out.
He rolls to his left. He looks. There's Majowski. Majowski on a big
Good
hit.
recovery.
Big hit by number 2. That is Dallas DeLay, who also plays receiver and makes a lot of plays for Eastside Catholic.
Yeah.
There, tackling the big running back Majowski. They give him a game of 1.5. And coach, yards are tough to gain out there.
Right.
Throwing it and or running it. 2 really good disciplined football teams. Eastside Catholic lining up in cover 2. Davis brings 2 running backs here with him, kind of a split back shotgun. 2 receivers
Slot to the right.
to his
Yeah.
left.
Slot right.
Calling the sickness. Davis
Handoff.
give this to
Number 10.
Number 10 for them. Nice little running back who's really fighting for yardage there.
Eric Mora.
Eric Mora. He gains about another 1.5 yards, so this will bring up 3rd down, and they're calling it 8 on the scoreboard. It's probably one of those short 8s. It's probably closer to 7. A minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, that went fast.
2 teams
That's
that
pretty
run
quick.
the football.
Yeah.
Eastside Catholic, the Crusaders 0, the Kennewick Lions 0 on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Look to them to open this up a little bit.
Davis brings his team up, 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Majowski
Roll out
behind him,
pass.
rolls to his right.
Right.
Looking, fires it. It's off the hands of number 82, the man who made the big interception to them.
37 seconds.
That is Simeon Howard off of the hands. Just couldn't corral that pass a little bit high. And that will go out of bounds. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 8 on the 28-yard line. And obviously Kennewick will go for this. You see that they probably don't want to test their kicking game right now. They go ahead and bring their team out with 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Majowski behind Davis. And this is a big play in the first quarter. 4th down and 8 on Eastside Catholic
Blitz.
28.
Here comes a blitz.
There's a blitz.
Weak
right
side
there by
linebacker.
Majowski. He throws, and the receiver, Howard, was on the wrong page. He ran a post, and Davis was expecting them to run the corner, and the ball falls helplessly to the turf all the way through the end zone, and that will bring up 1st and 10 on the 28 for the Eastside Catholic Crusaders.
You know what you call that? That would look like a stop route. He stopped himself. He didn't even work down the field. It was the only people back there were Eastside Catholic defenders.
Eastside Catholic wasting no time. They're coming up. Here comes their quarterback, McKellar. He's got Uribe in the backfield with him. He's got 2 receivers right, receiver goes in motion. He gives to Uribe, and he fires himself in there, and it's just met by everybody at Eastside Catholic.
Good penetration.
Like everybody
Yeah.
at Kennewick. The
That was a
Kennewick student
stalemate.
body was waiting for him.
Right. That was a stalemate. They didn't get any kind of push. Eastside Catholic got very little push.
Eastside Catholic on the ball again with 12 seconds to go, and they're taking no time whatsoever. 3 was right, 1 was left. He's got Uribe right behind him. They look to the sideline, getting the signals with 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Will they get the play off? They won't. So, after the end of the first quarter, it is the Eastside Catholic Crusaders 0, the Kennewick Lions 0 on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And once again, thank you everyone for tuning in all around the state. Rainier Avenue Radio bringing you semifinal 3A football. We have Kennewick taking on Eastside Catholic. We just saw Bellevue make their way to the finals. And we are Rainier Avenue Radio. If you're listening to us for the first time, joining us for football, of course we cover Metro League football. In addition to that, we also have lots of great programming. We have talk shows, we have music shows of all genres. And when I say talk shows, if it can be talked about, it's talked about on Rainier Avenue Radio from multiple perspectives. One of the things that we are proudest of is our internship program. Junior and high school, Lourdes is on the camera and doing a magnificent job. They're doing the camera for us all year long. We have programs in Franklin, Rainier Beach, Cleveland, Rainier Valley Leadership Academy high schools, also Mercer Middle School, and Meany Middle School, Washington Middle School. I'll tell you more about us after we get to this play, Juan.
Lourdes, thank you so much for the job that you have done bringing these games to life. as we go into 2nd down and 9 from the 29-yard line. McKellar looks, he throws, and it's caught. It's caught. And a nice, tough catch by the Eastside Catholic outside receiver coming in from the left. That was number 8 for Eastside Catholic on a nice catch by Brian Garcevi. We're dealing with the prevention of the pronunciation. Evan G. Here they come again.
Going Temple.
They're going to Temple, 3 to his left. 1 receiver to his right to give to Uribe. Uribe makes a nice cut
back. Yes.
And he picks up about 5 yards, and that's a great job going towards the strong side, cutting back to the weak side and found a hole.
Well, I was talking about our internship programs, and we've had kids who've gone through our intern broadcasting at Notre Dame, broadcasting at USC, broadcasting at Butler, and of course, the University of Washington.
Here comes the give to Uribe. And he gets stuffed at the line. And I'm going to call that too many to mention. That's the whole Kennewick student body right there, just plugging up those holes. Once again, Coach, mirror images of each other. Great discipline on the defenses. And when they get a hold of you, they bring you down. A 1-yard loss on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Eastside Catholic in a hurry up. Kennewick with a 4-man front. And Miller calling the signal. He's back to the left. He's got it back behind him. The give is to Uribe. Uribe sprints out to the left. Picks up a little bit of room. Here comes Simeon Howard. Simeon Howard with a shoulder and knocks him out of bounds. Penalty. And I see a flag come flying in, and it was thrown at a lineman, and we'll see what happens there. We'll see what they call. There's going to be a personal foul. Holding against Eastside Catholic.
Holding Eastside Catholic.
Negating a tough run by Uribe, which would have been a first down. Simeon Howard came up from his safety position, and he just put a nice shoulder hit on him and knocked him out of bounds. And they're going to call that back, a hold on the interior line.
3rd and 14.
So Eastside Catholic in a playoff game, you usually want to win time of possession. You usually want to win turnovers and rushing.
Well,
and you don't want to have key penalties.
Right.
Big penalty
well,
there.
you know, that's what we had talked about. Eliminate the mistakes and the penalties. That's going to kill you.
McKellar, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. They do a little hitch screen on the left side. That's to number 2, Delay. And he goes out of bounds. Got a gain of 4.
That was covered.
And it was covered, and it was well defended. They rallied. Ball carries over there. Simeon Howard was over there. Guzman was over there. And Eastside Catholic is going to punt, but the Kennewick fans, I tell you, they are here in force. And once again, big momentum is swung back over to the other side of the stadium. This reminds me of the old basketball games in the Seattle Center Coliseum in the state championship days. You can hear the crowds cheering on one side. The Kennewick fans gave a real nice ovation for that defensive stand. Here goes Eastside Catholic. Their punter back there, number 86. Got ready to kick the ball.
High snap.
High snap. But he does get the kickoff.
He got it off.
That's it goes by number 8. It's going to go all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Oh, what a lucky bounce.
Carson Russell's kick bounces a tough play for a shortstop. That's number 8. Wasinski had got by him, full speed inside the 10-yard line, rolls out of bounds at the 4, and that's where Kennewick will start this drive. Momentum is just bounding back and forth in the stadium.
Kennewick was the player. Kennewick player. I didn't get his number, but he was about a step away from blocking that punt. He got in there real quick.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world, our community radio station, your community radio station. Talk, music, sports, a key area that we have here. Sports, telling the stories of our young people in the community. And having fun doing it with the coach, M. Yeezy. Juan Cotto touching bases with you from Leon H. Brigham Memorial Field, Memorial Stadium.
The one high safety now.
They give the fake and a nice little lofted pass to number 19, and he's down the right sideline to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Kennewick. The Kennewick Lions, number 19, Austin Stoddard. on a 96-yard touchdown. A lofted pass from Davis on the right sideline, and he's gone.
I should have called it because I said this might be the spot where they would throw, and guess what? They just did.
The fake to Majowski sucks in the defense. Probably had his eyes in the backfield. Stoddard down the sideline, and what touch by Davis for the score. So there's the first score of the game at 9:53 in the first quarter. A 96-yard lightning bolt puts Kennewick on top 6-0. Kennewick celebrating over there. It was like their head coach was over there pulling kids off the field. It was awesome. How exciting was that? Randy Althofer pulling people back and getting them back on the sideline. Coaches hugging players over there, but what an exciting play.
Swinging gate formation.
Right up in the swinging gate, and they pull everybody back into formation to go ahead and snap this ball to their kicker. The Kennewick Lions going for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is true.
It's good.
Number 17, Zaydel Capatillo. Zaydel Capatillo with the extra point. It is true. So, on a 96-yard lightning bolt, Davis to Austin Stoddard, who outran the backfield on the defense for the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. It is the Eastside Catholic Lions 0, the Kennewick Lions 7. The Kennewick Lions 7 and the Eastside Catholic Crusaders 0. I'm just excited for that touchdown pass.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Kennewick can show that they'll throw the ball from their own 2-yard line, it opens up for them, puts a lot more pressure on Eastside Catholic, because now they won't know what area to defend. See, puts a lot of pressure on their secondary.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. The Kennewick Lions are for real.
There's no question about that. They are a mirror image of Eastside Catholic Crusaders. I don't think Eastside has faced a team like this very much here in Washington State. They are big, they are physical, they are tough, they are disciplined, and they have enough speed to get by people, and they certainly were a problem last week for the O'Day Fighting Irish. I think some people were sort of shocked by the score, and I'm sure people who are looking at the score right now are saying, boy, this, like Tony B just indicated, the Kennewick Lions are for real. There goes the kick. That's their kicker, number 17, Capatillo. He kicked it. That's Eastside Catholic run by Uribe. The ball is out! The ball is out! The ball is out, and it is recovered. It is recovered by number 2 for Kennewick. Is that Andre Breedlove, number 2? It's Andre Breedlove, number 2. Falls right on the football, and Eastside Catholic has turned the ball over for the 3rd time today.
I got to tell you, Juan, prior to this, we were talking about a potential Eastside Hood Classic. So far, Kennewick is saying, nah, that's not going to happen.
Nope.
When you say Eastside, you must mean East.
Right. East of the mountainside.
East of the mountains of the Kennewick Lions have come out, and I tell you, 3 big turnovers that have stymied drives and given the ball to the
momentum
Lions in good position. They
Killers.
certainly have been able to hold their field position, and just like that with 9:47 to go, here comes the Eastside Catholic Crusaders giving the ball to Kennewick on the 21-yard line. So it was a good hit. It was a strip hit. And the ball came out, and Breedlove falls on it. And here comes Dayton Davis with Miles Majowski behind him. 3 wide receivers to his left. And that man, number 19, Austin Stoddard, to the right. And we'll see if they go with the sudden chain play here. The ball is given to
Majowski.
Majowski goes to his right. Runs through a couple of people. And I tell you, Tony B said it, you may want to go and YouTube Larry Zonka. That was a Larry Zonka type of run.
It was interesting. That was a handoff to Majowski, but if you look at the game plan last week, it was Majowski exclusively. This time, coming out, they've opened it up a lot more. I've noticed that.
Majowski behind Davis. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, and 1 is a tight end. the give and a nice pull play by Majowski. Shake and bake by Majowski.
Tackle.
No, he's
Good
brought
job.
down. He's brought down by a celebrating Eastside Catholic Crusader. Number 16 over there makes that tackle. That's David Lenny on the tackle. And that is going to lose about 2 yards, making it now 3rd and 4. Making a loss of 1. The ball's on the 16-yard line, 9:12 to go in the second quarter. The Kennewick Lions pressing.
To watch for play action.
He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. One is just a wing off the tight end. One to his right. That's Starr. He goes back. He looks to his left. And he's brought down. He's brought down by delay.
Yeah.
Dallas delay on the blitz. Gets to Davis and pulls him down right at the 21-yard line. So a loss of about 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down and about 9. And we'll see what they elect to do. And he's keeping his guys in there. So Davis is still in there. Here comes, that was number 10. Let's see, McKellar here with the sideline. Not McKellar, excuse me, get my numbers confused. Mora brings out the play. So they've got 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Pass, straight drop back.
He tried to run, tried to make the
Good
play,
job.
but he couldn't do it.
Good job.
Number 6 for Eastside Catholic, Samuel Burrows. So 3 big turnovers. Eastside Catholic is fortunate. They've only given up the touchdown. And I say that because when you give up 3 turnovers, usually that's it's about 3.5 points a turnover. And right now they've only given up 7 points, so they're still in the ball game with 8:11 to go in the second quarter. The clap of the hands by McKellar and the give. That is to
short gain.
No, that is Hamden in the ball game this time. Number 5, the running back, Chase Hamden. He plows into the middle of the line of scrimmage and maybe picks up a blade of grass.
That previous play, it had the quarterback for Kennewick been able to throw that number 8 was wide open in the end zone.
Osinski running around. He's probably telling him that over on the sideline. The clap of the hands, the give to Hamden. Hamden has nowhere to go. Bounces off a couple of his own linemen and maybe picks up a gain of 2. I think they're going to give him 2 yards, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go. They place the ball on the 26-yard line of Eastside Catholic. 3 receivers, kind of in a bunch set over on the right side. Some receivers to the left.
Yep, single back.
Hamden behind him.
Stack
rolls
to the right.
He's looking, he's got a man in the flat. Goes off the fingertips. Off the fingertips of number 89. That's Christopher Taylor. And that's going to bring up a punt for Eastside Catholic. So they get the ball back, and in their speed offense, kind of a NASCAR offense, they were running a play every 30 seconds there. They give up the ball, and they only ran off about 30 seconds off the clock. 7:10 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah. And once again, those of you joining us from all around the state, as you continue to jump on our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitch, along with our audio stream, welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio's broadcast of semifinal high school football 3A championships. And we'll be there for the championship game as well. But we want to welcome you to Rainier Avenue Radio.world on your commentary and analysis. M. Yeezy, Coach Yasutaki, and on your play-by-play, Juan Cotto.
Touching bases with you from Leon H. Brigham Memorial Field on a beautiful gray Saturday evening. That's our man Carson Russell back there. He's about to punt. And the punt goes out of bounds at around the 50-yard line.
I do want to remind you that, again, this is free. There is no fee. Tell a friend, tell them to tune in. Right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or just go to our website at RainierAvenueRadio.world, or you can download the Rainier Avenue Radio app, and that just makes it one touch. And while you're at it, again, there is no fee. We bring these games to you for free. However, if you'd like to send us a donation to Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio, we would appreciate it. Supports our internship programs. Again, that's Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio.
It was Black Friday yesterday, and let me tell you something. All the sales that I got and all the little notifications on my phone, Hey, I don't need that much stuff anymore, Tony. If you want to make an impact in the community, make that Black Friday donation to Rainier Avenue Radio. They stumble out. Davis stumbles out on his give to Majowski. Majowski gets the ball, and he's not down yet. He would not go down. He was tackled finally by number 17 of the Eastside Catholic Crusaders and Company. But Majowski's not a tough out. He makes you earn every bit of trying to tackle him. As Nico Ursino just found out, the safety came up, and Majowski said, no, I'm not going to go down. That's one of the biggest games of 1 yard you'll ever see. 2nd and 9 go, ball on the 43-yard line. 6:27 to go in the second quarter.
Strong right, yeah.
3 receivers to the right. Actually, 4 with the tight end.
There
begins to Majowski. They cleared off a hole, and Majowski pulling people with them. Majowski on a 6-yard thrill run. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3 yards in my mind. They do. They call it 3rd and 3, and the ball's on the Eastside Catholic 37-yard line.
I'd like to welcome the Silver Conductor. Grandstand plays on Eastside Catholic, joining us from Cali.
You gotta love that. Hey, the Silver Conductor. Love that. Eastside Catholic in their black uniforms. What if any they have? White helmets with black numbers trimmed in white. Black trousers. Kennewick with black helmets with the orange K.
Pass.
White uniforms with black numbers. As he going for Austin Sauter down the right sideline and just couldn't get him. That's going to bring up 4th down at about 3. And if I am thinking like Randy Altholder, he's probably going to go for this, coach.
Yes. For the kick.
And excuse me, those black uniforms are trimmed in gray numbers. Those are gray numbers with Eastside Catholic. The cross, the familiar cross of Jesus Christ over the numbers on the back. Gray numbers trimmed in white against their black uniforms and black trousers. And so they are going for it. Kennewick. Davis brings the team to the line of scrimmage. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He's got 2 to his right, 1's a tight end. He's got Majowski in the backfield, and Randy Altholder calls timeout. Just before the play clicked down to 0, he called timeout, so he's going to go ahead and probably bring Simeon Howard down here to punt, or maybe they were just looking at the Eastside Catholic defense. But on your community radio station, there is a timeout with 5:32 to go in the second quarter. That's, of course, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. It is the Eastside Catholic Crusaders 0, the Kennewick Lions coming across the pass and coming from all the way to the Tri-Cities 7. 4th down and 3. And, Coach, on this type of play, what do you think Randy Altholder has in mind?
Well, I was looking 3-4 yards is kind of tough to run. I was looking at maybe some kind of play action pass, keep the linebackers held in, and that little slant route just behind the linebacker seems to be open.
You are seeing Tony B take us into the Catbird seat where we are located just above the 50-yard line here at Memorial Stadium. Of course, Memorial Stadium, a long-time stadium, as Guzman comes in motion. Here comes Howard. Howard gets the kick off. Nice job getting that kick off. Bounces around the 11-yard line. The ball takes a right, and it rolls inside the 10, and it finally comes down on a nice kick at the 8-yard line. So that's
field position, right?
And Randy Altholder's playing for field position, and he got it on that kick. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Juan Cotto on our community radio station, your community radio station. Those people, once again, in the north elevator of the Space Needle, slowly coming down. Come over here and make a donation to Rainier Avenue Radio if you're watching the ball game from free in that elevator. If you're familiar with our stadium here in Seattle, as Coach John Yassentaki and I pointed out, 288 yards away. It's only 288 yards as a flag comes out. The Space Needle is located 288 yards away from the stadium. And a flag comes out. Illegal substitution. They broke the huddle, Eastside Catholic, with 12 men. And Dallas DeLay comes off, and he has a conversation with his head coach, Dominic Bast.
Well, this sure limits the type of plays you can run down here.
Half the distance penalty, and that's going to put the ball on the 3. That's McKellar. He's got one receiver to his right.
Got to be careful down here.
Tight end to his right. He's got a running back next to him on his left. He's got, I believe that's Uribe right behind him as the tailback, and he's got a single receiver to the left.
Yeah. They've got to at least get, if not a first down, at least 7-8 more yards out because they don't have enough room for the punter.
Evan Giacob over on the left side. The give is to Uribe. Uribe breaks to his right and
Got
picks
some
up
yardage.
yards.
Got some yardage.
He picked up some yards, so he comes up to and crosses the 10-yard
10-yard
line.
Yeah.
And found a little spot there where he can wiggle and shake, and he picks up roughly 7 yards on that run. Ball's at the 10-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. McKellar calling the signals. Claps his hands twice, goes back to pass. Looking. He's finding his big tight end over there. And that ball is complete. That isn't going to pick up very much, Coach. Looks like he picks up 0 yards on that play. That's the tight end on just out route. That's the big man, Christopher Taylor,
right.
Wrong on that. They don't have 88 listed on the roster, so we'll figure out who that was. But nevertheless, the catch was made, and but not a lot of meat on that bone. 4:19 to go in the second quarter. The Kennewick Lions up 7-0 over Eastside Catholic. Eastside Catholic motions 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Pass.
Looking downfield, he's throwing the home run ball. He went for the wide receiver, number 8 on the left side, Jacob. It was incomplete, but there's a flag comes out on the other side of the field. And Randy Allholder, he's got his clipboard out. He's got his headset askew. He's trying to figure out what this call could be, and he's hoping it isn't a hold or something because it really was on the opposite side of the play. The quarterback wasn't even looking over there. Conversation going on amongst the officials. 4:03 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Kennewick. So they go illegal procedure against Eastside Catholic, and it is now 4th down. So a motion penalty, and it came out on the far side. So unfortunately, a man got a little excited on the snap count.
Right. They're just out of sync. Eastside Catholic, their passing game just out of sync.
Carson Russell in the end zone, right at the yellow soccer line. That's about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Jacob is over there for the Kennewick Lions. I'm sorry, Wasinski. Wasinski is back there for Kennewick as the ball is kicked hard over in. It gets over him again and bounces. And it's easy to say the field is certainly flipped, and he doesn't touch it. And off the big kick.
Good roll.
And we're talking a 62-yard kick.
Right.
Punt for Eastside Catholic to flip the field.
Yep.
It will be the Kennewick Lions ball on the 28-yard line. And just like that, when you thought they had momentum and you thought they had the field
Backed
from
up.
the stop,
Right.
the field gets flipped on.
Right. Gratuitous roll.
It really was. The ball hit and just went once again by Wasinski.
Right.
And unfortunately, the ball going by Wasinski has given up a lot of yards on those punts.
Yeah.
3:51 to go in the second quarter. Davis brings his men to the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 to his right. That's right, 3 to his left. 1 is the tight end. Majowski, the big bell cow running back, is behind him. And they give us Majowski. And he bounces off a couple of guys, and there he goes. He cuts back at the 35-yard line. And he's chopped down after a gain of 14 yards. Nice run by Majowski. The tackle was made by Eastside Catholic's number 9.
Good push.
And I tell you something, that was a game-saving tackle there, a run-saving tackle.
Good push by the Good push by the tackle, left tackle.
Ambrose
guard.
Barnes.
Yeah. They got it too.
The left side of the offensive line really cleared some bodies over there after Kennewick. They wear you down as well.
Right.
329, 328, 327.
It's the pass.
Back the pass. The rush comes in. They puts the ball on the ground. He puts the ball on the ground. Who's got it? Who's got it?
Kennewick looks like they got it. Kennewick got it.
It looked like Dallas DeLay had an opportunity to get that ball and just bounced away from him. And Kennewick very, very fortunate to get that ball back. Number 54 for Kennewick that fell on that ball. The offensive lineman for them. Nice play, good hustle play by Kennewick's Nathan Kennewick. Knappick. Hopefully I got my name silent, K. Knappick. And he's the one that got the ball, 2:45 to go. Davis back to pass again. Looking. Fires it. It's going to be intercepted. It's intercepted. The first turnover of the game. And number 9 who made this saving tackle, Ambrose Marsh, coming up big on the interception. For the first turnover of the game, Kennewick gives one back to Eastside.
That was a misread on the quarterback. He was completely covered. In fact, Marsh was more open than his receiver.
Ambrose Marsh with the interception and a little bit of a return. It's going to take the ball, keep the ball inside of Kennewick territory. The ball is on the 47-yard line, and here comes Eastside Catholic with 2:34 to go in the second quarter.
Here comes the Hawk.
7-0 Eastside, and as Tony B just said, the Hawk is coming in Memorial Stadium. It's a little bit of wind. And wait a minute, I think there's a penalty on the play that's moving this back. Penalty on the play. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a first down for Eastside Catholic, but they're moving that ball back 15 yards, so there may have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the play. We didn't see the signal, but the ball certainly is going back 15 yards. First and 10, ball's on the 39. 2:34 to go in the second quarter. Eastside Catholic off the turnover. Looks over to the sideline. Michael Bumpus, the offensive coordinator for the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. You hear him on Sundays at the Seattle Seahawks broadcast.
Trips left.
State wide receiver. DeLay catches a little bubble pass, and no, there's Simeon. Simeon has had a big night punting the football. Simeon has had a big night doing a lot of things, and right now he just knocked DeLay down for a 2-yard loss on a bubble screen. And he really came up firing all cylinders from his safety position.
That was a doomed play. Dallas DeLay.
3 to his right, the back to his right. Takes a little handoff to set up a screen pass. It looks like it's well set up. Oh, big hit! Big hit by Wasinski! Big hit by Wasinski! And they're calling it an incomplete pass! They're calling it an incomplete pass! I don't know! Coach, it looked like the play was set up, and Wasinski comes in and just hammers the ball out, but it looks like they're going to call it was incomplete.
He didn't have a full control, and you have to have full control to do a football maneuver. It didn't look like he had that sustained. That's why.
I think Coach Randy Althofer begs to differ, and you can hear it from the South stands. They're certainly giving their opinion of that call. He turned and he certainly made a football play, and the ball came out. And but they made the decision that it'll be 3rd down and 12 to go. Keller goes back to pass. He throws the ball over the middle. He's got number 14. He had him, and the ball goes off of his fingertips. Andrew Needham on the post. The ball goes off of his fingertips.
He was open. He was
open going down the middle, and he may have had a big play on that one. Nevertheless, it'll be 4th down and 12.
Yeah, they're just a step too slow, or passes are high. Just they're out of sync. Their passing game they're out of sync. They have to make some more adjustments.
Wasinski goes back to his 30-yard line to catch this punt coming from Carson Russell. Russell catches the snap, moving to his right, kicks it in over again. Wasinski, it goes over his head. It goes over his head. It goes over his head. He's not going to be able to get it. The ball rolls all the way down to the 3-yard line. I think the first touch was at the 4, and literally, that's got to be about 90 yards in bounce and rolls on those punts off the Leon H. Brigham Field turf.
You got to feel sorry for that kid, Wasinski. The ball is bouncing crazy and over his head. On the other hand, you might have to, spend some time making sure that you're where the ball is to prevent that from happening.
Right, but if you can't catch it clean, that's the problem. If you can't catch it clean, then you got to let it go.
The kicks are low,
Yeah.
and it's hard to get over there and get that. But you still got to feel sorry for that kid.
Lourdes on the camera takes a look back, and she's absolutely right. Those are line drive punts. I formation for Kennewick. To give to Mayoski a couple of blocks up front. And you and I were talking about that before the ball game, old school football, more men at the point of the attack.
Right.
And that's what Kennewick did. They just went ahead and lined up and got that ball out of the end zone. Picks up about 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. 1:21 to go in the second quarter.
Well,
Kennewick 7, the Crusaders
penalty.
0. A little penalty.
Flag.
Let's see what happens.
I was going to say, Eastside Catholic better stay awake because they got scored on the last time when Kennewick had their backs to the end zone, backs to the goal line. So got to stay awake, stay alert.
My hands are going into the hand warmers. Got my little hand warmers down here.
I knew it was just a matter of time.
It's the hawk. The hawk.
Procedure is a legal procedure.
There's a legal procedure on the Kennewick line, so that's going to move it back 5 yards.
Can we see those hand warmers, Mr. Cody?
They're right down here. I'm throwing them right underneath the table. I've got my jersey right here. Keeping everything nice and warm, keeping the wind off of those hands.
2nd and 9.
They line up in the I formation. Dave is under center. We don't see it off the give.
Handoff.
Oh, and look at that big run. Mayoski just went ahead, and that is a play right of Don Shula's playbook for the Miami Dolphins. And we also saw Darrell Bevel give that ball to Marshawn Lynch. It's real testy conversation up here in Seattle still some 6 years later. Maybe they should be giving to him like that on the 1 yard line. But nevertheless, Mayoski just runs up the middle and he picks up 8 yards. 3rd down and 2. Davis under center. I formation. Calling the signals. The give to that man, Mayoski again, and there he goes.
First down.
And he picks up the first down.
Yeah.
Runs that ball to the 13-yard line. We're going to call that a pickup of 3. And with 19.8 seconds to go, I think they've done what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I think they are going to go ahead and run out the clock here.
Right.
And they'll take that 7-0 lead. And they have to kick the ball off to Eastside Catholic, but they're certainly in the ball game. 14 seconds ago, 13, 12. Kennewick looking to the sideline, and I think Coach Alcolder's just going to let this run down.
Yeah.
And so after the first half, the Kennewick Lions, and this may be a surprise to some people, they shut out the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. It is the Kennewick Lions 7, the Eastside Catholic Crusaders on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Coach Yasutaki, you turned down your break last time. You are, of course, free to break, but if you want to continue to join the conversation.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah.
You're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
It is halftime here at the Kennewick Eastside Catholic game, and Eastside Catholic is running into the Kennewick buzzsaw.
I would say so. There's plays to be made on Eastside's part, especially in the passing game. They're just out of sync. Juan, you notice that there are people that are open, but the passes aren't on target. And then when the passes get there, receivers aren't catching on, latching onto it, and they're just out of sync. They'll have to make some adjustments.
You said it. Eastside Catholic is out of sync, as was O'Day last week. But the Kennewick defense makes you out of sync.
Right.
And once
Good
again,
point.
We said it before the game, and we talked about it in our pregame.
Right.
They are a mirror image of Eastside Catholic.
Right.
They've got good enough team speed. They've got really experienced football players. They're big and physical up front.
Yeah.
They spread the offense to run the football, and they're basically taking Eastside Catholic's game and throwing it right back at them. And I think that's something that they don't really face very much up here in Seattle.
Well, when you look at the game, Kennewick played against O'Day, it was exclusively run with number 18, Mayoski. And then when you look at when they came out this time, they were actually more opening it up with the short passes. And that pass from the goal line that scored the touchdown, I mean, that took a lot of guts, a lot of moxie. But again, it looks like their game plan is to change it up on them, and not give them that that first down run look from number 18. They're just mixing it up, which might have caught Eastside Catholic off guard a little bit.
And again, for those of you tuning in from all over the place, we just had someone check in from Pennsylvania. This is Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your community radio station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, broadcasting in the interest of the community. And we have awesome programming all day long. We broadcast critical issues, talk shows, some shows that are funny, some shows, at least the hosts think they are, and some shows that might even be a little weird, but it is what our community wants to do. We broadcast, of course, sports. Broadcast Metro League high school sports, and then when it goes to the playoffs, we go everywhere. Districts all the way to the state finals, which is where we will be next Saturday. Right now, Bellevue has locked in a position. Either way you go, I guess it's going to be an Eastside Hood Classic. It's either going to be Eastside Catholic or Kennewick coming all the way from the east side here to Rainier Avenue Radio. Now, we've got some great sports programming on 6:30s on Mondays. You've got Rick Duke, who was your play-by-play announcer. He'll be back with Val Whiting, former WNBA player, who will also be joining our basketball broadcast team this year. At 7 o'clock, we've got Lid Line Sports, the Lid Line Sports, just below your lid, one of our popular shows. Paul Schneiderman does a show as well with intriguing interviews. And he changed the name. It was Sports and Stuff. Now I believe it's Sports Untold. Then we've got Seattle Sports Weekly with Maz Vida Morere and Lars Hansen. That shows at noon on Thursdays. Thursday night, it's Metro Sports Weekly. We have the executive director of the Metro League Seattle Public Schools Athletic Department, Pat McCarthy, joins Masvida Morere as well. So we've got great programming in regards to sports. Now, we have music programming as well. You name the type of music, and it airs right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. For those of you who remember Nasty Mix Records, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Nasty Ness Rodriguez does K-Fox and Beat, the #1 show on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. In addition to that, our own Daniel Bellis does Fresh Juice, great interviews, hip-hop interviews, new music, local music here from Seattle. And hey, if you're not from Seattle, you send D-Money your music. He's been playing music from L.A., from Philadelphia, all over the place. More programming. Talking about programming right now. As a matter of fact, Mr. Cotto, I'm going to pull you back into this conversation. On December 7th, we'll be broadcasting a special show. It'll be a political show. There is a recall here in Seattle District 3. Shama Shawant has been recalled. We're going to be covering and giving you updates on what's been taking place. And to lead to this, and then we'll give you accurate, up-to-date information on the votes and how that's going. We'll have conversation afterwards. This will be hosted by our very own Juan Cotto.
If you are on the west side of the state, and certainly in the Seattle area, you have seen the commercials recently on television. And if you live in District 3, which is the southeast central area of Seattle and Capitol Hill, that this is a big election that is going on. It's going to shape the Seattle City Council for this upcoming mayor. We have a brand new mayor-elect, Bruce Harrell, and Shama Sawant certainly has been one of the more visible and more, at times, controversial leaders on the Seattle City Council. In her 8-year career, she has been recalled by a group of citizens within her district, and we are going to hear a very balanced conversation on that on December 7th. So turn into Rainier Avenue Radio if you would like to hear speakers on both sides and hear about the effectiveness of Shama Sawant and also some of the challenges that the district has had with Shama Sawant, which led to this recall. And I'm really excited about the show, Tony.
All right. And again, on December 11th, breaking news, we are going to be hosting our first of our annual holiday craft fairs. You'll be able to come down to Columbia City Theater between noon and 5, and you can pick up wares from local vendors. Inside, in the warm, Now, hey, in addition to that, if you've not been in the Kennewick City Theater, there are 2 stages. We'll have performances on both stage. Santa will also be paying a visit. That's between noon and 5. And just like our broadcast, it's absolutely free. Come in, support our local vendors, our small businesses, and find some stuff you won't be able to find anywhere else that were created by members of our diverse South Seattle community. Be on sale. Again, that's 4916 Rainier Avenue South. 4916 Rainier Avenue South, the Columbia City Theater. If you're on the east side, that might be the chance. And when I say east side, I mean the Kennewick east side. To come on over to Seattle and find yourself something really cool here over here at the Columbia City Theater. It'll be Rainier Avenue Radio's first annual craft extravaganza.
And
I think I'm still working.
Tony, you can't find anything. In the rare case that you can't find anything, you can always make a donation to Rainier Avenue Radio.
Well, you can certainly do that anytime. We are a community radio station, a volunteer radio station, and we have a phenomenal internship program. So if you like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, go ahead and make a donation at Venmo at RainierAvenueRadio.world. That's Venmo at RainierAvenueRadio.world. You can watch us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, watch us on Twitch. Of course, if you get the app, you can take us with you everywhere. And if you just want to listen, you can listen to our audio stream at RainierAvenueRadio.world. Just go to the website and you can find us there. Tune in, tell a friend. We'll be doing it again. We don't charge a fee. This broadcast is absolutely free.
You know, and Tony, I don't think that you and Rick Dupree get the accolades you deserve. We hear so many compliments about what people hear on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. But Tony, Rick Dupree is one of the pioneers of sports talk in town.
Yes,
and people remember that in the early 1990s, when KJR changed to that format, he was one of the original broadcasters.
Broadcasting with Bob Blackburn.
That's correct, with the late great Bob Blackburn.
Yeah.
And Rick always had a community bent to his show. I remember listening, and he brought on some young guy named Juan Cotto, who was working with kids down in the Rainier Beach area, cleaning up the parking lots and playing also baseball. So he really has been someone who has promoted this along the similar lines of what we do here at Rainier Avenue Radio, and he's a pioneer in what became sports talk. Then, of course, Tony B, and obviously the work that you did at Clear Channel, always willing to bring on community folks. And I remember so many times when I was at Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center, and we'd have prominent guests speaking about prostate cancer in African-American men. And Candace Wiggins, who was the great basketball player from Stanford University. Tony B would help broadcast those and do stories and do specials to make sure that the community had help. So I always want to say thank you, and you and Rick are 2 of the pioneers, and that's the genesis of Rainier Avenue Radio.
Well, I'll tell you that, Juan, and when we broke you in, I guess it was your pledge. We had Juan Cotto, Mike, I'm not kidding. We had Juan broadcast 72 straight hours of championship baseball. We didn't even give him water. And we hooked him up to an IV. And I think there were 3 or 4 no-hitters and a perfect game.
An IV and a catheter.
Oh my gosh.
And that was our annual trip over to the east side, which we did not get to make this year in 2021. But we'll be back in 2022 where we cover the baseball championships as well. So really looking forward to being back to Geisa Field.
Oh my goodness.
And there's a statue of Russell Wilson.
As a Yakima Dust Devil, or the Tri-Cities Dust Devils, Russell Wilson, who graduated, he was at North Carolina State, was drafted by the Colorado Rockies and sent to the Tri-Cities playing baseball. I think he hit like $140, but he said, you know something, I'm going to try this football thing and see if it works, and it certainly has, but they still remember Russell Wilson in the Tri-Cities.
Wow.
So again, you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, broadcasting live, amazing programming on the radio station. And, you know, folks say that we are the most diverse community in the country, and our programming certainly reflects that. So take a look at the website, RainierAvenueRadio.world. I'm sure you'll find something that you like. We exist to amplify the diverse voices of our community. And you know what? If our community wants to say it, they get to say it.
And they say it.
It's a great way, though, to find out what's happening in the community and be part of the pulse of the city. Now, in addition to that, we have been broadcasting phenomenal coronavirus specials since March 13th of 2020. Once this mandating started, and I got to tell you, Juan, I thought maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, as we know now, going into almost 2 years. And businesses are planning out to 2025. I'm not making a political statement. I'm just saying it is what it is. We also know this, that currently Europe is considered to be the epicenter of the coronavirus. A few weeks ago, we were talking about what was called vaccine nationalism, where you had poorer countries who were not getting enough vaccine. There was a WHO mandate, and countries had agreed that they would distribute vaccine equitably. Again, I'm not questioning whether you want the vaccine or don't want the vaccine. I'm just saying that poorer countries were not getting the vaccine. And of course, we saw some serious problems in those countries with coronavirus. So in addition to the new Delta variant, we have, I think it's called the Omicron variant as well. Now, they're not quite sure yet, but it does appear to be very, very contagious. And I don't know if there's actually enough information to say how serious it will impact your body. But it is another variant that's out there. And so everyone just be careful. Make decisions that you need to make for yourself. But remember, this is not, no matter what you do in your own home, no matter what you do in your local community, no matter what you do in the city that you live in, this is a worldwide, this is a global pandemic. And if it exists somewhere, there is certainly the potential that it could come here as well. So check out our coronavirus programming, which again happens every Friday from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And we'll be starting that again. We didn't do it this past Friday because of the holiday, but we'll be starting that back up again, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Incredible programming right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We're about 1 minute and 30 away from the game. I'll just give you a few more tasty tidbits about Rainier Avenue Radio.world. After the final broadcast of high school football, the WIAA state championships, we're going to begin broadcasting both boys and girls basketball right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. And again, we'll take you all the way up to the state championships. One more again, and then we'll again be doing baseball as well. One program has been pledged, so we're not going to strap him in for 72 hours continuously with an IV and a catheter.
All right.
Okay. You know something, Tony? I just want to go back to what you said. I mean, for to serve the community, it should be balanced broadcasting and information. Rainier Avenue Radio during the pandemic provided that information, key information, to a variety of different communities to make sure they had the appropriate information to make good decisions about the pandemic. And while a lot of other radio stations, a lot of media groups were promoting certain aspects of it, I really felt that Rainier Avenue Radio took the approach that we are going to make sure that our community has the appropriate information to make sure that people who, on a variety of different income scales, will be able to take care of themselves and take care of their families. And it's just tremendous kudos to the job you did. And I think no matter where you are throughout the state of Washington, those broadcasts will be appropriate.
You know, I got to tell you, Juan, we look out for the interests of our community. It's just how we get down. That's why we exist. We're the community radio station. And one of the things that happened earlier was people were being asked to stay outside. The weather was getting nice, and groups of people were coming outside. There was a lot of information. Why are they coming outside? Why are they gathering? Well, you know what? If you don't walk in someone's shoes, then you don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. So you had folks, which we know now, which home was not the place for them to be. Being isolated at home in a situation where there could potentially have been violence or abuse, and they needed to get out of there. We know that now, just as we knew before that Black communities and lower income communities and marginalized communities were going to be impacted more by everything that the coronavirus touched.
Yeah.
So again, you turn into Rainier Avenue Radio. If it's happening in our community and it's not happening in your community yet, it will be.
Well, let's talk about what's been happening here tonight. We have the Kennewick Lions coming out, and they're doing their warm-ups on the west side of the field. We have the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. They're back out doing their warm-ups on the east side of the field, so they're getting ready to come back out. We saw, the only score in the first half was a 96-yard touchdown pass from Dominic Davis to Austin Stoddard, who outran the Eastside Catholic defense and got into the end zone, and that put them up 7-0. And Coach, the Eastside Catholic Crusaders have turned the ball over 3 times in the first half.
Right.
And I tell you, they are very, very, very fortunate to still be in the ballgame.
Right, 7-0. Yeah, could have been worse.
Well, I'm going to turn this back over to our broadcasters now. Juan Cotto on play-by-play, and M. Yeezy.
Thank you.
You are listening to the stories of our kids in the communities on a beautiful Saturday night. It's a mist. It's a mist that's coming from the heavens. We are in the glow of the Space Needle, some 288 yards away. The clock in the start of the third quarter has 12 minutes on it at Leon H. Brigham Field, the surface at Memorial Stadium. And I mean, it's great to live in a community. You can build a $500 million complex over there to host the NHL, and it's great, and people can come.
We're going to do a panoramic shot as you describe that one. We're going to start at Climate Pledge Arena.
The mayor's office and one of Jenny Durkin's last programs, she put funding in for the redesign of Memorial Stadium here. And this is obviously a venue that we have grown up with. All of us have played games here that grew up in Seattle.
Right.
It is a spectacular venue. It is a great venue. And kudos to the city of Seattle and to the Seattle Public Schools for coming together and being able to do this. As here comes our man, number 17 for Eastside Catholic. He does a little short pop kick, and it's picked up. And he's got a little bit of a hold over the Eastside Catholic return man. And I tell you, these Kennewick kids, they're looking to strip the football, aren't they? A lot of tackles made with a stripping motion, trying to pull that ball out there. Nice job of coaching. That was my man, Zaidel Capetillo, kicking that ball off, and that was a return by, it looked like number 28. That's my man, Uribe, returned that ball. He was able to hang on to it, and there's a bunch of people trying to rip it away from him.
Squeeze that ball.
Here comes McKellar, and the give is to Hamden. Hamden makes a nice little nifty move, and Eastside Catholic comes out, and they're running right up the middle. So they pick up about 6 yards on that play, make it 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 on the 38-yard line. They started their drive on the 33-yard line, and they're going right away. McKellar, 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. One is a wingback off of the tackle.
Coach said, put 2 hands on the ball.
Hamden back there with him. Claps his hand twice. Give the hand him right up the A-gaps, but this time the Kennewick linebacker core led by number 32, and he's a good football player, that guy. Let me get that young man's name. That's Brandon Bronson Childs. He made plays against O'Day last week. Bronson Childs, a big kid playing middle linebacker for them. He is 6'5", 225, and he rudely greeted Hamden after a gain of 2. This is going to bring up 3rd down and a long 2 at the 41-yard line. The clap of the hands of McKellar. The give to Henry. Billy Brandt's outside. And there he goes to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line, making the 41.
Right.
Chase Hamden on a 20-yard scamper for a first down. First down, Eastside Catholic at the 41-yard line.
Kennewick lost contain on that left side.
Bounced outside, ran into the middle of bounce. So they're attacking the middle. They're trying to trap Bronson in there. They got around him that time. 41-yard line, 10:42 to go. We're just started the third quarter. They give to Hamden. Hamden steps to his right, cuts back. And, oh, boy, everybody's there for Kennewick.
Short gain.
Maybe a gain of 1.
Right.
10:32 on the clock. 7-0 Kennewick. Eastside Catholic, a couple of multiple changes. They're running in a NASCAR set. Every 10 seconds, it seems like they're running a play. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. McKellar claps his hands twice. They look over the sideline. Uribe into the ball game. Hamden out.
Look for number 2 to get the ball. He's Dallas Daly.
Couple of claps.
Yep.
Fake to Uribe. The throw is intercepted. It's intercepted by Simeon Howard, and he's going into the end zone. Simeon Howard intercepts the pass. He stepped in front of the receiver. He's into the back of the end zone. Wow. With 9:52 to go, Simeon Howard on a 65-yard interception return for touchdown. And the Kennewick fans are going crazy on the opposite side.
He read that. He saw that coming all the way. He laid off the receiver and pick six.
He looked like the ball was going. He knew the play.
Right.
He just stepped right in front, and he hit the accelerator, and he was gone.
Yeah, pick six.
Wide open down the right sideline, and there it is. The fourth turnover of the day for Eastside Catholic. And just like that, with 9:52 to go, it is Kennewick 13. Eastside Catholic yet to score. The kick is true. And just like that, another lightning bolt. This time, a 65-yard interception return. And Kennewick is up. It is Kennewick 14, Eastside Catholic 0 on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your continuing broadcast of high school football. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. You are listening to our Metro League broadcast. Kennewick is for real.
Zaydel Capetillo with the extra point. And as Tony B just said, Kennewick is for real.
Yeah, it's Eastside, a little shell shock. They get themselves up together.
We are on the north grandstand at Memorial Stadium, and obviously the teams sit on two separate grandstands. They're both cantilevered. That means they have covers, and we certainly do feel a little bit of the mist. But over on the Kennewick side, it is noisy. Over here on the Eastside Catholic side, it is quiet. I mean, it is quiet over here. And that play just really shifted the balance of power as Eastside Catholic, who has turned the ball over several times. And as we said, discussed at halftime, fortunate to be in the ball game. Right. Those turnovers catch up with you, don't they?
They've got to get a score on this possession. They've got to get something out of this one.
Kick is just a little punch kick, and it's fielded at the 25-yard line by Hamden. Okay. Hamden accelerates up and picks up about 9 yards on the return. So Eastside Catholic's going to start this drive in good field position at their own 39-yard line.
Got to get something out of this drive. They've got to get something.
And we'll see how this play impacts McKellar. And I tell you, as a quarterback, you just have to have no conscience, don't you?
Right.
He's just got to come back, and he's got to let that one go. He brings two receivers to his left, two receivers to his right, and he's got Hamden in the backfield with him. Claps his hands twice, and he goes back to up the middle to Hamden. Hamden accelerates. Nice run. Blocking. Make run. That Uribe. That Uribe with the carry. And he picks up 8 yards, and that'll bring up second down and 2.
Going tempo.
Well, yeah, they've been going NASCAR tempo, and they're probably going to do this for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And we'll see what they do. McKellar claps his hands twice. He gives to Uribe. Uribe, a real tough physical run.
Good run
of 4 yards, and he gets into Kennewick territory, and that puts the ball at the 48-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders.
Ready to go again.
Kennewick with the black helmets with the orange K. That has turned out to be a special K. White shirts with black numbers to give to Uribe again, and he runs up the A gaps.
Right. Yep, they found something there.
Makes a nice little run. Puts his head down and picks up 6 yards. That'll be second down and 4. Ball on the 42-yard line. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. Is there time? Yes. And we'll see what Eastside Catholic can do here.
Plenty of time. They have plenty of time.
McKellar claps his hands again. The give to Uribe. Uribe dances through the A gaps.
First down.
And picks up another first down. Runs the ball inside the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. So Eastside Catholic running a play every 20 seconds, and they're running the same play to Uribe. Yep. Looks like they're just blocking the nose guard, saying, pick a side, Uribe.
Coach said, let's just do what we do best.
Two to his left, two to his right. The big tight end comes in motion. The clap of the hands. The give to Uribe. Stretch play. And that big linebacker just missed him, but he goes down. Our man, Bronson Childs, almost had a shot at him in the backfield. But a host of Kennewick Lions get him after about a gain of a blade of grass.
He slipped away from number 82, unfortunate, because he had bad intentions.
Simeon Howard, who has made a number of plays and a couple of interceptions in the game. He came up to lay the leather and just missed him. 8:05 to go. A couple of claps of the hands of McKellar. They all look in unison over there to the north sideline to pick up the play from Michael Bumpus, the Eastside Catholic offensive coordinator. The give to Hamden this time, straight up the middle. And he blasts through the A-gap on the left side. He picks up some yards. And this time Bronson Childs is coming up a little bit gimpy with his elbow. Ooh, he's kind of shaking his left hand a little bit. 3rd down and 2. Clapping the hands, a look over. Looks like they're just two-gapping the nose guard, and he's just picking a side, and he's getting some yards. Same thing again, right up the middle. He picks up some yards again. Nice-looking blitz, but he does pick up the first down, gained about 3 on that play on a 3rd and 3. He picks up 3. The ball's at the 25-yard line. It's one of our biggest audiences of the year on your community radio station. Welcome to the broadcast. Juan Cotto, the coach. John Yasutaki, Mike Yasutaki, easy tonight. As he bounces his play, that is Uribe. Uribe bounces the play to the left and picks up some yards. Looking at reading the middle linebacker, he read Bronson Childs, and he gets outside, and he's coming off and switching with Hamden. Hamden and Uribe making the carry.
Yeah, they're alternating backs right now, so they're just speeding up the tempo.
6:43 to go, 3rd quarter. Clapping the hands. A look over to the sideline. McKellar with Hamden behind him. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Claps his hands 2 times. The give right up the middle again. And this time, Bronson Childs. Bronson Childs is there. He fills the window. He closed the door, as they say.
Shut the door is what he did.
6'5", 225-pound Bronson Childs.
Third and short.
Wearing orange shoes with his black trousers, white shirt, black number 32 trimmed in orange. Said no more of that. Fake to, and there's a little play by Delay. Delay tried to run. There's Bronson Childs again. Did he get the first down? He did get it. On 3rd and 1, he picks up 2. Bronson Childs playing sideline to sideline. That's a nice-looking athlete, Coach. 6'5", 225 middle linebacker. You can't miss him in the orange shoes.
Right.
I'm sure that Lulu Das has drilled that one in on the camera, on our high-definition camera. 2 backs, and there with Delay as the quarterback, so they're a little bit of a wildcat set. Delay with the fake to the right, pushes the man out. He makes a nice cut. He's getting that, drags everybody down to the 3-yard line. Made a nice little cut in the wildcat.
Right.
Nice play by number 10 for Eric Mora to turn the play inside, but there was just nobody there. Everybody was blocked. So 1st and 10 at the goal. As they say, 1st and goal from the 2. The snap to the wildcat. The fake. And Delay takes it himself. And he's brought down.
It's close.
By Mora and a bunch of guys. Looks like Stoddard and some folks in there as well.
You know, Juan, if Kennewick manages to hold on, and there's still a lot of football left, this will be the first 3A championship since 2010 without a Metro League team.
There was Miles Majowski also in on that tackle. And let me tell you something. Those guys are all going both ways. So this is 2 really good football teams. A lot of beef up front. Little counterplay. And look at number 77 for Kennewick. Number 77 for Kennewick. Aiden Kennewick. Or I'm going to say silent Kennewick. He got in there and made play. And that is a loss of 8. Which actually, a loss of 4, which puts the ball on the 5-yard line. 3rd and 5. 3rd and goal from the 5. The snap to McKellar, the give. And that's to Hamden. Hamden follows the left side, but they string it out. Look at Kennewick. Look at him fighting down to the 1-yard line. Was that Hamden with the ball? It was. No, check that. That was Uribe. Uribe and Hamden are twins. The only thing that's different is the number.
Juan, this is like 2 uncles fighting over the turkey leg at Thanksgiving.
Boy, we saw a lot of that on Thursday, didn't we? And we're seeing it again here. 4:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Eastside Catholic Crusaders on the 1-yard line. 4th and 1. McKellar claps his hands twice. 9 seconds to go on the play clock. Hamden gives to the right side. He sprints to the outside. He cuts. He gets into the end zone. He gets into the end zone.
25.
And with 3:47 to go, the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. They punched it in from on a 4th and 1 play.
And for the first time tonight, the sideline over here at the Eastside Catholic on the North Grandstand gets a chance to erupt.
That was a good drive. They needed that. They definitely needed that.
Jake Hamden off tackle gets into the end zone. The kick is good.
They got some momentum now.
Connor Russell. Connor Russell, no relation to Russell Wilson, kicks the extra point. It is now the Kennewick Lions 14, the Eastside Crusaders, Eastside Catholic Crusaders 7 on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
I'd like to welcome all of you who continue to join us here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, call in, tell a friend to tune in. We'll be here till the end. Just go to Rainier Avenue Radio.world on each of those platforms, or you can download our app for absolutely free. Again, we don't charge a fee, and you can watch by a click. That's how we make this work. Or just go to our website at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Click listen, and you can again be tuned into the game. And now back to our broadcasters. Again, if you're just tuning in on commentary, we've got the coach, M. Yeezy, and Mr. Juan Cotto.
All right.
Tony B, let me tell you something. It is exciting. I feel the energy. This is one of the biggest audiences that we've ever had on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and I'm feeling goosebumps just looking at the live numbers. How exciting! Our camera intern
for football. We did get some 70, 80, and 100,000ers during the protests and those things. But for football.
This is for high school football. And the kick from Carson Russell goes out of the end zone. And that means that the Kennewick Lions are going to start this from the 20. So once again, one of the largest audiences for football. And we love football on Rainier Avenue Radio. And obviously at halftime, you heard Tony tell us that we're going to be doing basketball, which we've done. And during the winter, and then, of course, in the spring when the sun starts to come out and the grass starts to turn green and our city is going into springtime with the sun, we'll do baseball.
And quickly, I'd like to tell Anthony. Anthony says in 2010, I believe it was Kennewick and Bellevue in the 3A state title game. I did say since 2010. So
it's 3:47 to go in the third quarter, and plenty could unfold. We'll see what happens here. The Eastside Catholic faithful, certainly they are going a little nuts. And here goes Majowski to the left side.
Couple of yards.
A stretch play. Neatly bottled up by Eastside Catholic.
And I guess if you do want to be nitpicky about it, there wasn't a Metro League team last year. However, there wasn't a state championship last year.
Very good. Tony B with all of that information. And you're absolutely right. And Coach, so good to have football. So good to have football back.
Some normalcy.
A sense of normalcy. It's great to see telling our kids stories in the community. 2nd and 8, ball on the 22. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The fake to Majowski in the pass. That's Wasinski. Was it a catch and a fumble? No, it's incomplete.
I got to say, Anthony's helping us out as well. Anthony says that if Kennewick wins, there will be a rematch of the 1983 3A state title game versus Bellevue, where Bellevue won their first title 17-14.
With Chuck Knox Jr. as the running back. I remember that very well. Bill Hatch and the Bellevue Wolverines running their version of the wing tee. And how successful were they back then? And obviously, Chuck Knox's first year as the coach of the Seattle Seahawks.
There's the pass.
3 minutes to go. 3rd and 8. Davis gets the pass. The snap from center. Throws a bullet. It's off the hands of Simeon Howard. Into the hands of Drew Shannon. To the 30. To the 25. To the 20. He runs out of bounds at the 27-yard line. There are flags in the middle of the field. The ball went off the hands of Simeon Howard. And Howard, who has made so many plays tonight on interceptions, including a 65-yard touchdown return, the ball goes off of his hands, and Drew Sanadan intercepts it.
Gio Perez Chavoya Sr. says, hi, Coach Cotto.
Gio Perez Chavoya, head football coach at Foster High School, a Highline Pirate legend, saying, and he was with us on the broadcast a couple weeks ago, and a former coach at Eastside Catholic. And so proud of the job that he did at Foster High School this year, really working to turn that program around.
Penalty, but it's Eastside Catholic's ball.
Hey, we love it at Rainier Avenue Radio. Don't be afraid to hit us on the chat. Let us know what you think. In the past, we've had players whose names we couldn't pronounce, and they, of course, helped us out. So this is your broadcast as well. We are your community radio station.
Hello, Kennewick. Hello, Seattle. Hello, wherever you are in Washington State. Heck, wherever you are in the country and the world. It's the Eastside Catholic Crusaders taking on the Kennewick Lions. The interception, there was a block in the back, which moved the ball back to the, looks like it was the 44-yard line where it was 1st and 10, and the give. That was to Chase Hamden. Nope. It was to Uribe. Uribe picks up 4 yards.
Juan, you mentioned folks listening from all over the world. They're listening from Canada. They're listening in Florida and all up and down the I-5 corridor, I-90.
We are excited to have you on this broadcast, and we are having once again, we are telling the stories of our kids at Eastside Catholic and Kennewick. Our kids are playing a tremendous football game tonight. As Uribe takes that one, and he picks up about 3 yards, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 2. And once again, they're attacking the A-gaps.
Right.
It looks like they're just singly taking on the center. And they're just going right in between the center and the guard. Looks like the running back is just picking his hole.
Getting a good push.
We're going to have a little bit of substitution here as the Eastside Catholic Crusader comes off the field. That was number 58. On that was Jackson Widmer coming off. The replacement goes in at number 71. And that is Peter Tupiu. I'm sorry, let me get that name right for you. Tauipu goes in. So 71 in for 58 on an equipment or maybe a slight little injury. As the give goes to Uribe, he cuts to his right, and he picks up the first down. On 3rd down and 2, he picks up 3.
Right.
And they are running the ball up the middle. They're like they're reading the linebacker. If the linebacker comes to the play, they're bouncing outside. If the linebacker gets blocked, they're running it up the middle. And Eastside Catholic has run the same play around, it looks like about 12 out of their last 15 plays. With reckless execution, as we used to say, with a minute and 22 to go in the 3rd quarter. McKellar claps his hands. The give. This is Uribe, runs to his left. Body slam. Oh, and that man. Oh, what a tackle by the big man. 6'5" of Childs. Bronson Childs wearing number 32.
Oh, it's a good hit.
The truck wears number 32. And he laid it onto Uribe, putting him down after a gain of 1. 52 seconds to go in the quarter. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. McKellar goes into the center and makes the adjustment.
Empty backfield.
And Uribe comes up with him on the side. He takes 3 steps back. He looks downfield, throws the ball down in the middle of the field, and it throws it over everyone's head. So it looks like DeLay got off to a late start on the line of scrimmage, and looks like McKellar just threw that one away.
I've got a comment from Emily saying that the Eastside Catholic's quarterback's name is pronounced McElhere.
McElhere.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily. McElhere. And my apologies on the pronunciation. McElhere, the quarterback for Eastside Catholic. Claps his hands, and the give. And looks like he missed the handoff, turns it up, and he sprints up to around the 33-yard line before he's brought down by Bronson Child.
Okay, she even got more specific with the spelling now. It's actually McElhere. McElhere. Yes, we want your baby's names to be pronounced correctly.
And we want to get those right, and it's very important. And I'm going to call him, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and call him an easy name that I think you see in a quarterback, Brady. Brady McElhere. And Brady lets the clock run down, and we go to the 4th quarter as both sidelines are raising their 4 fingers up in the air, signifying that they want to win the fourth quarter. And what a third quarter it was, where touchdowns were exchanged, a 65-yard touchdown run, and a 62-yard drive by Eastside Catholic to exchange touchdowns. The interception by Simeon Howard, making the score the Kennewick Lions 14, the Eastside Catholic Crusaders 7.
We'll be starting the fourth quarter here shortly. Once again, welcome everyone to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. 12 more minutes of semifinal state championship football in the 3A division. To some extent, we do have an Eastside Hood Classic here. We've got Eastside Catholic, and then you go really to the east side to Kennewick for this semifinal. Either way, the winner of this game will be playing the number 1 ranked Bellevue Wolverines. We will be broadcasting that game live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world from Spark Stadium in Puyallup.
The Bellevue Wolverines today taking on Marysville Pilchuck, a 27-3 victory for the Wolverines. Congratulations to Coach Michael Knipe and the Bellevue student body, as you will be playing in the WIAA, the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association 3A state championship on Rainier Avenue Radio.
And when we're down in Puyallup, we'll be in the Rainier Valley.
4th down and 6. Brady back to pass. He rolls to his right. He's looking, makes a couple of moves. He's brought down at the 32-yard line. Flag on the play. That was 4th down and 6. 4th and 6, a scramble to the right. Brady gets a loss of 2, but we'll see what happens with the penalty flag, which is right there on the 38-yard line of Kennewick. It looks like they're going to decline it. They're all saying decline. They know it was a hold. So Brady McAleer. Brady McAleer. We'll call him Brown. I'm going to refer to him by his first name, Brady, which is a good name for a quarterback. Quarterbacks named Brady have done pretty well here in the National Football League, certainly. And Brady got pulled down at the 32-yard McAleer, and that will bring up a 1st down and 10 for Kennewick. And Kennewick, their defense comes up big, Coach. Here come the Kennewick Lions. Oh, and look I like this kind of football. They bring that big linebacker, Bronson Childs. And, man, you can't see Majowski behind him. And he's going to just lay some leather on some people as they run to the left. And Eastside Catholic comes in, and they swallow that play up. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. And Bronson Childs is sitting there in his orange shoes. It looks like he may have strained something. Oh, he's got a cramp. He's got a cramp. I know that. And people are looking at it. And there's a couple of the Eastside Catholic players trying to help him out with that cramp, pulling his foot back.
You know, Rick was talking about all year long, Juan, and Mike, the sportsmanship between these teams.
Absolutely.
All teams that we've covered all year long. And there we had an Eastside Catholic player. No one could get over to the Kennewick player, and he was helping him stretch out. So we talk about the great plays. We talk about the great hustle. We'd be remiss if we did not talk about the great sportsmanship as well.
The sportsmanship, well, this is a brotherhood. Football players are a brotherhood, and you perform and you work hard for each other. And that's why you're seeing great games like this. Also, from a scientific perspective and a nutritional perspective, even on a cool night, you've got to hydrate yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Lots of water, lots of fluid, and you think because it's a cool night,
right?
But the body is working very, very hard,
exactly.
And the kids have got to make sure that they're getting the proper liquids to fuel themselves.
Right.
Otherwise, the muscles cramp up, and that's what we're seeing on a guy that's going both ways.
Electrolytes.
Is that a dance team?
2nd down and 8. The snap to Davis. It's a screenplay. It's tipped, and it was almost intercepted by one of the big linemen for Eastside Catholic. Just couldn't get down. The ball falls to the ground, and that play could have been a big play either way.
Now, I'm not kidding, Mike. That's a youth dance and drum squad, the Electrolytes, that perform during our holiday or during our festivities, like Seafair, the Electrolytes. Shout out to the Electrolytes.
All right.
Well, the Kennewick Lions offense is looking for a little electrolyte right now. They need 8 of them. They need 8 yards on a 3rd and 8. The ball's on the 34-yard line.
No
Davis
offense.
rolls to his right, picks up a couple blocks, and he's brought down by behind.
21 corner blitz.
A corner blitz off the edge by number 21 for Eastside Catholic. That is Faleulu. He comes from the backside and tackles Davis. It's going to be a loss of 6. And now the ball is on the 30-yard line, and they are punting.
I'm going to make a disclaimer here, Juan. I invite folks to come to the chat. If you say something inappropriate on the chat, you will get a 5-minute timeout.
If I say something inappropriate?
No, whoever
okay.
applies on the chat. If you say something inappropriate, you're going to get a 5-minute timeout. If you do it again, you will get kicked out of the broadcast. So I just want to make sure that people understand, hey, it's all in fun. Let's have a good time. Let's support these kids. Any comments that are inappropriate, your first time, you're going to get a 5-minute. You get put in timeout for 5 minutes. If that doesn't stop you, we will block you from the broadcast. But I encourage you to give your comments, support your team. There's no reason for things that are inappropriate.
A 35-yard punt by Simeon Howard. And please, these are kids in our communities. They are working so hard to really just basically share the love they have for this particular sport. Let's be kind to these kids. Let's be kind to each other. We need it after this pandemic. Thank you so much for that, Tony. 10:28 to go in the 4th quarter.
Slot right.
Slot right, but we know the play is going to go up the middle. And the give is to Hamden, and Hamden goes ahead and he picks up his, it looks like about 2 yards.
Yeah.
Tough running in there.
Tough 2 yards.
As we say in the NFL, tough sledding. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball is on the 46-yard line. Here comes Eastside Catholic. Brady claps his hands a couple times. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Everyone looks over, and they're getting the signal from the sideline. It is actually Hamden back there. Hamden is the running back. Brady's throw, and a nice catch there by the Eastside Catholic wide receiver. That's number 8. And we'll get his name for you. That's
Evan.
It is. That is Evan. And someone can help us with that pronunciation. I've been calling Giacob, but Giacob, but a nice catch by him.
How do you spell it?
Giacobbe.
All right, folks, if this is a person you know, give us the correct pronunciation so we can get
9:21,
that right.
A little audience participation. Help the broadcaster. Ball at the 50-yard line, 3rd and 4. Little handoff straight ahead. And that is Chase Hamden. And he pushes ahead. Does he get it? Does he get it? Well, I think they're going to probably take a look at this in the measurement. A slight mist is coming down. It's starting to kind of cover my glasses.
It's coming sideways.
It really is. We are in the North Grandstands, and this rain is just swirling in the stadium. 4th down and inches. And Eastside Catholic, they're going for it. They didn't even bother measuring. Brady looking to his right, getting the signal, gets the line, his outside receivers on the line of scrimmage. Reader's right, runner's left. It's a counter play and a nice play there by number 28.
His own man tripped him up.
I think this is what you were saying, Juan. It's Evan Giacobbe. Evan Giacobbe.
Well, Jerron Lizama made that play right there. He was blocked, but was able to get a leg out and trip up the ball carrier. A loss on the play on 4th down and inches. It is now Kennewick's ball. The Kennewick Lions hold.
Now, I'm not sure here because someone else is saying Giacobbe. So I've got Evan Giacobbe, and then I've got it spelled out as Evan Giacobbe.
I'm going to call him Evan.
Evan G.
Davis behind his center. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Yeah, and that ball is going to Mayoski. Mayoski bounces that play out to his right, and he picks up 5 yards.
Right.
Well, we know they're listening.
It is a big audience, let me tell you.
We know they're listening out there. Thank you. Again, we want to make sure that we pronounce your family members' names correctly. And this is interactive. There's nothing else like Rainier Avenue Radio in our broadcast.
Coach Deion Sanders at Jackson State University said it. Hey, I want to make sure that the baby's got his name right from mommy and daddy on the back of the uniform. And we want to do that for you on the broadcast. 7:53 to go. The give to Majowski, and he gets hit in the backfield.
Good penetration. Yeah.
Number 55 for Eastside Catholic got back there to hit. And let me tell you something, it's not easy to bring that man down.
No, he's a tough runner.
But number 55 for Eastside Catholic certainly got back there. And that is Lee Emu on the play. 7:24 to go, third down and 8. 7:22, 7:21. Davis, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Majowski behind him. Takes 3 steps back. Runs to his right. Gets tackled again by Emu. Emu and Burrows pull him down. Emu and Burrows pull him down. 7:05 to go. There are 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Eastside Catholic on the sack will bring up fourth down and 10, maybe 11. And here comes Simeon Howard, and they're taking their time. 25 seconds to punt this football. And let's see if Simeon Howard tries one of those line drive punts that will bounce in front of Sanidad as they adjust their punt formation, and they send Guzman across the formation. Here comes the kick by Howard, and he does. Low line drive kick, bounces at the 20, the 15. Sanidad makes a nice little nifty play. He gets to the outside. He's got the wall set up. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30, 20, 10. Drew Sanidad's going to score. Drew Sanidad's going to score. But wait a minute. There's a flag. There's a flag at the 40-yard line. We'll see what that is. Drew Sanidad picks up the ball, runs to his right, catches the wall, goes up the right sideline. With the crowd going crazy, he goes into the end zone. But wait a minute. A hold on Eastside Catholic. That's spotted at the 40-yard line.
You can hear how the Eastside Catholic fans feel about that.
Eastside Catholic fans are disagreeing with that on a marvelous return by Drew Sanidad, but it all comes back.
With 6:10 left in the game, I want to remind everyone that you are listening to your community radio station. I'm going to mimic Juan Cotto, our community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
You can hear the fans from Eastside Catholic. We are sitting in the North Grandstand, and the orange and blue, although they're dressed in black tonight, they are making it clear that they disagree with that call. But the referee spotted it on the backside,
right,
and they're going to lose 10 yards from the 40-yard line, starting this drive at the 30-yard line. So what was a 85-yard return by Drew Sanidad, it's all coming back. And Dominic Dast, he's over there on the sideline, and he has his headset off, and he just soaked from the rain on his rain slicker. He doesn't believe it. But Randy Altover, I'm sure he's probably saying, hey, we will take it. Brady claps his hands a couple of times. He's got, it looks like, I believe that is Uribe behind him. It is Brady. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Receiver goes in motion to make some trips left. The give is to Uribe. And a nice open field tackle once again. Kennewick.
26.
Number 26. And that is Kellen Weibel.
Juan, I can't verify these things, but they come in from our listeners. And one message is Drew Sanidad lost his mom earlier this year. Incredible to see him have the season he has been having, and he's also an incredible human being.
A longtime friend of the family. I grew up with his father on Beacon Hill. Got to wave at him before the game. I'm going to try to say hello to him, and it's an unbelievable story. And my heart goes to the Sanidad family as this throw here to the leg goes over the top of the receiver. Brady's throw goes over the head of the leg, so that'll bring up a third down and about 13.
As you said earlier, Juan, telling the stories of our kids in our community right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
And and Tony, once again, as we think about it, they are kids, and these are the families in our communities, and we're all going through things. And it's just remarkable to see the type of season he has had with a very heavy heart.
Saturday night under the lights at Memorial Stadium.
Loving every minute of it as the screen gets set up. And, of course, Miles Majowski comes and snuffs out the screen to number 20. That was Ishe. And if anyone can help me pronounce his name, number 20.
Spelling, please.
That's a long one, brother. Let's just say that that was a nice play right there by the running back Majowski, who's had so many carries tonight. And Eastside Catholic is going to go ahead and punt. And this is a name I can pronounce. This is Carson Russell with the snap, the kick, and another end-over-end kick. And let's see what Simeon Howard does with this one at the 30. You can fair catch that off the ground, too, by the way. He elects not to. The ball bounces and stops at the 35-yard line. And with 4:35 to go, the Kennewick Lions are going to see if they can get a couple of first downs and maybe ice this ball game on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio App. Tony and Coach Yeezy, this has been a classic. This has been a classic. This has been a game worthy of a state championship. Two football teams just slugging it out.
I'm going to ask you to join me on this one. Rainier Avenue Radio.
It's going to be
Your community
heavy,
radio station.
yeah, heavy dose of number 18. Just a heavy dose of him.
Oh, they've got a double wing formation.
Oh,
The
keeper.
Good keep to the,
That's
just
okay.
a quick snap. Who did
Yeah.
that go to? Was that Davis himself?
Yeah, the quarterback.
Davis?
Yeah. It's either going to be a
No,
handoff.
that was Majowski.
It was a Wildcat.
Direct snap,
was-
a
yeah.
Wildcat. And
Wildcat.
if you saw the Highline Pirates play in the late aughts and into the early part of the teens, that was a play that we made a lot of money on, just pulling the backside guard and tackle, kicking out with the lead blocker, and getting some yards on those plays. But this time, Eastside Catholic stuffs Majowski for a loss of one. So it'll be second down and a long 10 as he's back there again, double wing formation. And he just keeps it himself. And he pushes through. He breaks through the line, and then he gets shoved backwards.
Got a couple yards there.
The clock is running. 3:46, 3:45, 3:44. 3:43 to go. So they're just snapping it to the big fella, Majowski. They're trying to get that big man, Bronson Childs in front of him.
Critical play here. Critical down
They're
here.
trying to block people. Here comes some of the Eastside Catholic faithful coming in. Some of the players now playing at some of the schools over in Eastern Washington. It's good to see kids coming back. Once again, the story of kids in our communities. And these kids go on and graduate and go on to many different walks of lives. And so excited to see that. Majowski keeps it himself.
Yeah.
He runs to his right, turns upfield, and the tackle.
Good job.
Number 16 for Eastside Catholic
Good
on
penetration.
the play.
David.
Number 16 for Eastside Catholic, that's David Elene.
Yeah.
David Elene
Good defense.
on the play, and there's that dangerous man, Sanidad, back there again.
That time.
He's standing on the 26-yard line with 2:47 to go. This is
Right.
exactly what they needed. Exactly what Eastside Catholic needed was to get a 3 and out.
Right.
Kennewick ran some time off the clock, though, so we'll see what they do with 10 seconds to go. And they're letting that thing run all the way down. 2:32 to go. The snap to Howard. Howard kind of kicks it. It's going to be returnable for Sanidad. Sanidad running to his right. He picks up a couple of blocks, and there he goes at the 40. Gets dragged down from behind. No, he doesn't. He's still going to get the ball to the 50-yard line. A 25-yard return by Sanidad, putting the ball in midfield. So this is where Eastside Catholic will pick up against the Kennewick Lions, up 14-7. Kennewick up.
They got their timeouts.
They have their timeouts available to them, and we'll see what happens here. Brady talking to his offensive coordinator, signaling in place. It looks like Michael Bumpus. We have 4 wide receivers to the right. Actually 3. That does include tight end, a pull back to the left. There's Hanson with the ball, and that play goes nowhere. Maybe a gain of 2. That was hard running by Hanson. If it does get yards, Chase Hamden was the one that got it. 204, 203, 202.
Ready to snap.
Brady lines him up. He's got 3 receivers to his left. He's got 1 to his right. He's got hand behind him. Claps his hands, takes 3 steps back, looking. He starts to escape. He throws. He's got a receiver. He's got him. That is Evan. That is Evan Jacoby. We're going to call him Evan with that catch. He picks up a good, solid 13 yards. That'll be a first down on the 34.
Right.
First attempt on the 34.
Clock's running.
Brady back to pass. Looking. You get sacked in the backfield.
Cannot take a sack.
Just got sacked.
Take a sack.
Number 33 on the backside. Just didn't see him come in.
Gotta hurry.
Dylan McIntyre on the backside.
Timeout.
And there goes a timeout to Eastside Catholic.
Cannot take a sack.
1:29 to go on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. For those of you, again, tuning in, we cover Metro League primarily. When it gets to the playoffs, well, then we start going where we need to go and covering who we need to. And it's just been a pleasure being able to see Marysville, Pilchuck, and Bellevue today, along again with Kennewick for the next time. Regardless of who wins this game, we'll be at Spark Stadium in Puyallup on December 4th for the 3A championship game right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
My thoughts and my heart and my prayers go out to, as you said, Spark Stadium, reminding of my good friend Derek Sparks, John F. Kennedy's dean, a long time. We know the story, Washington State running back. He started cleats versus cancer. He passed away this week from pancreatic cancer. We're thinking about Derek Sparks. Obviously, Washington State got the big win yesterday, probably as a tribute to Derek. But nevertheless, as the ball is flipped out to the line, at the 40-yard line. He's at the 30. Runs inside the 30 and gets the ball to around the 27-yard line.
You know, a good tribute to Derek would be to pick up the book, Game Time.
Game Time, yes, indeed. Game Time, Derek Sparks tells his story of high school football and what he went through as he went through the recruiting process. Game Time with Derek Sparks, but a wonderful man who made a lot of impact in our community, and certainly a person who made impact and will be missed. Right now, everyone taking a knee as number 3 for the Kennewick Lions is down, and boy, our thoughts are with him right now. That is a man who's made a lot of plays. Jose Guzman down on the 38-yard line on the sideline over by Eastside Catholic. So both training staffs looking at him. Kennewick coaching staff is over there looking at him, and they are looking at his lower right leg, maybe a little bit of an ankle injury.
I will say this again, though. If you are listening, give us a donation on Venmo, Rainier Avenue Radio, Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio. We don't charge a fee. We give you these games for absolutely free. The broadcasts are second to none. We have a lot of fun. If you want to listen, just tune in. Tell a friend. Go to our website. You can check it out there, or our Facebook page, or our YouTube page, or our Twitch page. You can just you can say, Alexa, Rainier Avenue Radio, and you'll get us as well. Again, Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio. $2, $5, $10, $20, $50. We'll take $1,000 if you have it.
To the friends and family in Kennewick who may or may not be here, we are thinking about you as Guzman. He is moving. They have picked him up. It is a lower right leg injury. He is being carried off by the training staff, and but fortunately, we are glad to see that he is moving. They are trying to get him off the field, but he has his arms down. His spirits look good. Obviously, he's in a great deal of pain, and they'll probably go check on him over there. With 1:23 to go in the fourth quarter, it is the Kennewick Lions from Eastern Washington over in the Tri-Cities area, and we love the Tri-Cities. We call that our second home on Rainier Avenue Radio. That we'll be there for the state baseball.
We spent a year one night in the Tri-Cities.
And we had a great time doing it, and got to know a lot of people over there. When they see us coming, they treat us so friendly. And we're looking forward to the state baseball championships at Eastside Stadium coming up next spring. 1:22 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yes, Manu, the answer to your question is you can go to our website and go to the donate page, and you can donate directly there. Shunpike is our fiscal agent. You can also go to Shunpike and find Rainier Avenue Radio, but you can go directly to our website and go to the donate page, Manu, and you can donate there, and we appreciate your donations. Thank you very much.
The nervous tension of the rooting on the Eastside Catholic side, and the entire stands over on the south side, the Kennewick faithful, all standing. So we know the intensity of this situation as Eastside Catholic is moving to the west.
They added 3 more seconds on the clock.
Black uniforms, white helmets, gray numbers, the pitch to Henson. He runs through a tackle, and he drags number 10 along with him.
First down.
The tackle made by Eric Mora.
117.
That is going to bring up a first down and 10 ball on the 20-yard line.
3 timeouts left for each team.
Brady brings his team up. He's got 3 to his left. He's got 1 to his right. He shifts the line.
Unbalanced.
To the left. Claps his hands twice. He scans the field. He throws. Delay. It is knocked out of the sky by Stoddard. Austin Stoddard on a play reminiscent of Richard Sherman in the NFC Championship game, goes up with one hand to bat the ball down. They were trying Stoddard on the right side, but Stoddard said, "Don't try me."
They can get a first down, but it's going to have to be an out route, some kind of passing route.
54.9 seconds to go, 2nd and 10, ball's on the 20-yard line. The throw, a quick little flow to delay. He is tackled. He's met there. Trying to put a move on. Was that Stoddard? No, Majowski.
Timeout.
He tried to put a move on Majowski. And I'll tell you what, Majowski must run marathons. I mean, he has played every offensive play, and he's carried the ball tonight. And then he comes out here and he's playing linebacker and playing sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
With 47 seconds left, each team has 2 timeouts left. One in the game that will decide the other competitor in this year's 3A WIAA state championships. Bellevue has already punched their tickets. 47 seconds to go. Eastside Catholic threatening. You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
I needed that time out, Tony B. I had to catch my breath. 47.2 seconds to go. And I tell you, these guys are playing in this Majowski. Miles Majowski, the running back. Miles Majowski, the linebacker. Miles Majowski, the difference maker. What a great tackle on that play.
They have enough time to get a first down if they use the right passing route. It's got to be an out route to the sideline.
3rd down and 10. Eastside Catholic sending 3 receivers to the left, 1 into kind of a bunch formation, 1 to the right. Brady claps his hands twice. Snap almost over his head. He rolls to his left. He's going to throw back across the field, and the ball is knocked down. Austin Stoddard comes from out of nowhere. The intended receiver for Eastside Catholic, number 89.
Boy, he closed on that ball like a hungry kid in cake.
Christopher Taylor, but Austin Stoddard sprinted 20 yards, extends his hand and knocks it down. And just like that, with 41.3 seconds to go, 4th down and 10.
2 timeouts. They can still get a first down.
3 receivers to the left.
Still can get a first down.
1 to the right. The clap of the hands. The scan of the field. The throw. It is incomplete. It's incomplete. It was sent to delay. He went to Dallas delay. And with 35.3 seconds to go, Kennewick is so close to doing the double.
And
last week O'Day, this week Eastside Catholic.
Those of you watching, you see the excited fans from Kennewick who came all the way from the east side back over here again to Memorial Stadium.
It was a roll to the left. He was looking downfield. He found a delay. He tried to go over. Number 2 for Kennewick.
He was covered.
That was number 2 is Breedlove. Andre Breedlove threw it over him, but he just overthrew both of them.
And on that note, I want to give a big shout out to our camera person, Lourdes Prim, who will one day be writing the screenplay and then directing and producing the movie.
Yes.
And this will be one of the movies that she would probably Right. How exciting has this game been as Davis comes up with 35 seconds to go, snaps the ball, and that sends the clock down to 31 seconds. We'll see if Eastside Catholic is going to try to call timeout.
I think they're going
to go ahead and let it go. Dominic Dast is bringing his team to the 50-yard line. And you can hear the momentum of the audience, the crescendo starting to build with 13 seconds to go, 12 seconds to go. Eastside Catholic and the offense and defensive players shaking their hands and hugging each other. That is it. That is it. The Kennewick Lions are going to face Bellevue next week at Sparks Stadium for the 3A state championship game. And if you know high school football in Washington State, it has been dominated by the Eastside Catholic Crusaders, the O'Day Irish, and the Bellevue Wolverines. And Kennewick has slayed 2 of them. And next week, they will be playing for the state championship against Bellevue.
A repeat of the 1983 WIAA championship. And Bellevue won their first state championship in that particular game. And since 2010, the Metro League has been a participant in the WIAA 3A championship. That streak will end as well.
They are 2 teams that are mirror images of each other. Physical offensive lines, physical defensive lines, outstanding linebackers, and safeties that will come up and play and hit you. And I tell you, Kennewick threw Eastside Catholic's football game right back at them. And they were able to get through. What a game tonight, folks.
Yeah, like you said, what Kennewick was doing was causing Eastside Catholic to just be out of sync. They were out of sync. They couldn't get any short passing game going, you know.
And this is the beauty of high school football, the hands being shaken, the coaching staffs and the players all shaking hands at midfield. Both classy programs.
Right.
And look at the Kennewick Lions. The Kennewick Lions going over to the South Grandstands with their fans and with their student body.
Yeah.
And they're all standing and they're all cheering and going crazy, waving their orange and black pom-poms. Congratulations to Kennewick.
They played a good game.
And we'd like to thank you, those of you who are participating on chat, for your comments. We appreciate you again. Thanks for listening from PA, Pennsylvania, and everywhere again, from Canada to Florida, all down the I-90 corridor. We appreciate you picking up the game next week. I do want to remind everybody, if you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio for the first time, we broadcast football. We're going to be broadcasting basketball very shortly. WNBA legend Val Whiting will be joining us for color commentary. One of the best basketball players, listen to when I say this, in the world, Joyce Walker will be joining us as well for color commentary. We'll continue to bring you, again, the latest in information. December 7th, we'll be covering the recall with Shama Sawant, our very own Juan Cotto. We'll be there. We'll be telling you how this happened, how it got to this point, and commentary on both sides. I'll remind you on December 11th, again, come on down to Columbia City in South Seattle. Rainier Avenue Radio will be hosting a craft holiday fair where you can buy goods from local vendors that you just can't get anywhere else between noon and 5. That's Saturday, December 11th at the Columbia City Theater, 4916 Rainier Avenue South. Before I shut this down, M. Yeezy, anything you want to say before we go? Welcome. No. Thank you for your excellent commentary.
Oh, yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure working with you guys. Like I said, I was working with the pros, so it's very easy. But, no, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely looking forward to next week and joining the crew. Thank you very much.
And, of course, Juan Cole.
I tell you, Tony B., what an exciting matchup. And I think that we all thought that certainly we would probably see either O'Day and Eastside Catholic at this point, and we were maybe looking at a Bellevue Eastside Catholic or a Bellevue O'Day state title game. But Kennewick said they would have nothing of that. And over the last 2 weeks, they have come out. They have played an outstanding defensive scheme. Majowski, Childs on defense, along with Simeon Howard, 2 big interceptions tonight. And, of course, the offense running behind that big offensive line, the outstanding quarterback play of Davis, who is good enough, isn't he? He makes some plays when he has to.
Right.
And of course, the big bell cow running back Majowski,
Yeah.
and a young man who plays both offense and defense. And I tell you, the Kennewick Lions will be a very, very tough out, which should be an exciting ball game next week.
Juan, I'm going to borrow those from you, and I'm going to give these to an unsuspecting Lourdes to put these on. We never hear from her, but we see the great work that she does. For those of you who are watching, she's a junior in high school operating this camera for us. And we've done a couple of things, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to get Lourdes. Lourdes, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, you're usually behind the camera. I put you on the spot. Now you're on the mic. How has this experience been for you?
It's been a very great learning experience. I've learned a lot about football itself, and I've gotten better at doing camera work. Really great opportunity.
All right, Lourdes. Thank you so much again for M. Yeezy, J. Yeezy, Rick Duke, Rick Dupree, Juan Cotto, Edwin Bailey, Vanessa, and Jeremy Beckwith. It's me, Tony B, saying thank you for joining us. Please continue to stay tuned in, as I think we'll be going to K-Fox Night Beat. And you can find other programming. We broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sure, you'll find something that you like. You know what? You can even have your own program. Just go to our applications, fill that out. We'll provide you with a producer. Again, there is no fee. We do this for free. If you'd like to give us a donation, feel free to do that as well. You can go to Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. That's it. That's all the time we have. That's going to do it for us tonight under the lights. And remember, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you cannot, you are probably right. We're out. Peace.